Is Quran truly the sayings of God? Iqra, which means read, was the first word revealed to Prophet Muhammad the moment his mission started in the cave of Hira. Since then, revelation of Quran continued on a gradual basis, and eventually, after 23 years, which marks the end of his life, the number of words in Quran totaled 77,807. After each revelation, a group of his trustworthy companions used to write down the scripture, though the Prophet never wrote them himself, as he was illiterate and had received no education. The verses were written down on pieces of stone, bone, palm tree skin, fabric, animal skin, and sometimes on paper. Meanwhile, a group of people would memorize the verses. As early as the first days of his mission, the Messenger of God advised people to read and memorize the verses of the Quran, and this turned into a tradition, which is still practiced by Muslims today. Nationwide and international Quran memorization and recitation competitions across Muslim lands show how the tradition has been kept alive throughout the history of Islam. The tradition led to the preservation of the Quran, either in written form or in people's hearts, till the day when the Prophet passed away. But until then, Quran was not yet a book as we know it in binding. Several wars after the Prophet's demise and the martyrdom of some Quran memorizers raised worries among Muslims about the fate of Quran. Therefore, the caliphs of the time tasked a group of experts headed by Zayd ibn Thabit, who was one of the youngest and most active memorizers and writers of the scripture, with collecting the verses into a book. This was achieved via a high precision and systematic approach. Then, several copies were reproduced out of the original copy and sent across Muslim lands. The project was wrapped up successfully in just less than 20 years after the Prophet's demise. Ever since that day, millions of Quran copies have constantly been published, all being identical without a word of difference, across various sects of Islam, which unanimously agree the book to be God's words. Non-Muslim Orientalists, in consensus, agree on the authenticity and virtues of Quran. The fact that Quran remains unchanged and authentic after 14 centuries is something unprecedented throughout the history for a book. The scripture has never been edited or altered.